Well, if you're watching this, you are obviously signed up for my math class this fall. So, let's talk about a few things. I'm Danny Champion. I worked almost 40 years as a mathematician for the Army, and am just starting my 8th year of teaching for Temple College. So, I've got a little bit of experience, and I've got a degree in mathematics and a master's degree in engineering. So there's no problems you can bring me that I can't figure out how to do. Uh, I'm always going to be available. I have a. I'm going to give you my phone number so you can either call me, text me, email me, whatever your problem is with the homework or anything else. You can contact me and we can work that out. At some point, I am going to send you an email asking you some questions. They may seem like personal questions, but I want to sort of know where you are mathematically. Some of you may have already had calculus in high school. Some of you may not have had algebra in the last 40 years. I get a lot of returning students. So there's a lot of things we're going to do. You signed up for an in-class course, and so did I. But it looks like this is where I'm going to be teaching from, right here, right where you can see me. We are going to be using Zoom, so I am going to show you how to sign on to Zoom in a separate video or a separate presentation, and so you can join the Zoom classroom, and we'll sort of go from there. I'll talk about that a little bit more. I do most of my communicating through the school email. If you have any questions, that's where you're going to send me an email. I'm going to send 2 or 3 emails out every week, so keep an eye out for the email. I always have people who have their spam filter set up, so when I send it out to the entire class, it automatically goes to their spam filter. So if you're not getting my emails, check your spam filter. So, let's talk about how hard this class is going to be. I'm making this video for 2 different classes because I teach 2 different classes. The first class is Math 0435. It's at 10:35 on Monday and Wednesday. If you do your homework and if you come to class and pay attention, you will probably pass this class. It's really not that difficult. It's mainly to get you comfortable with working with mathematics again. I get a lot of people who come in who are very afraid of math. They've never been successful at math, and they almost always pass. So if you do the homework, you're probably going to pass that course. Math 0450 is the beginning and intermediate college algebra. This is a different story. After you have got your 4-year degree from college somewhere, you're probably going to look back and say, that Math 0435 was the hardest class I ever took. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to warn you. I don't want you to sort of take this class for granted or halfway. This is something that's going to need your full attention the entire semester. Maybe time to sign off some of your social media accounts and say, hey, I'm taking a math class. I can't be bothered with this right now. I'll be back after I pass the math class. And as a warning, about half the people who take this class fail. Okay, let me say that again. Half the people that take this class fail. Most of the time, it's because they don't put out any effort. They don't do the homework. They don't do the practice exams. They just don't put a lot of effort into it. Like I said, I'm always available. If you have a problem, don't understand how to do a problem, contact me and we'll work together on it. But let's sort of talk about how these classes are going to go. What's the rhythm of the semester going to be? First is I'm going to send you a list of videos to watch. These videos come with the math software. It's going to be anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes worth of videos, depending on the day. You need to watch these videos before you come to class. When you come to class, I'm going to go over the parts that I really think are important. I'm going to go over the parts where I see people struggle. So I just want you to get it. But before you get there, I want you to watch the videos and try to do some of the homework. Because if you do that and you watch me explain things, you're going to go, oh, now I know how to do that homework problem. Or if not, you can at least ask, hey, I can't figure out how to get this problem done. And we can work on that together. On the classes, class time is the same as it is in the schedule. It's going to be 8:30 for the Math 435, 10:35 for the Math 0450. We're going to let everybody get logged on. I'm going to take roll. Then we're going to go to the whiteboard. And I'm going to do all my work on a whiteboard. And this is where you probably need to be watching that on a big computer. Or at least a laptop. Something with a big screen. You can watch this Zoom class from your phone. But everything's going to be really small. So unless you have really good eyes, I recommend you getting a big screen. The bigger the better. I'm going to go over problems on the whiteboard. I'm going to save all the whiteboards. I'm going to send the whiteboards to you. I'm going to try to record the classes. I don't know how that's going to work because an hour and 40 minutes worth of classes is a big video. And I'm going to try to post the video somewhere where you can get them. I am not going to be able to email them to you. They're just going to be too big. So, come to class, take notes, ask questions. After class, you're going to have homework to do. Do the homework before the next class. It's really going to help you out if you want to pass. Do the homework. When you do the homework, if you miss a problem, you can say, show me how to do this problem, and it'll show you how to do it, and you can do it again. You can work on the same problem a dozen times, and pretty soon you're going to get the right answer. Sometimes the homework software is a little flaky. You might say the answer is 14. And the homework software is going to come back and say, that's wrong. You said the answer was 14, but the answer is really 14. Okay? When you see something like that, please take a screenshot, email it to me, tell me what problem number it was, and I will see if I can work with the company to fix their software, because this happens every semester. So in Math 435, you're also going to have quizzes. In Math 435, there's not going to be any quizzes, and we're going to cover one section every class. In Math 450, we're going to cover 2 or 3 sections per class, and every 4 or 5 sections, there's going to be a quiz. You can take the quiz as many times as you want, but beware. Whatever grade you made on the last quiz is your grade. If you make a 60 and want to take it again and make a 90, then your grade's a 90. If you make a 60, want to take it again, and you make a 40, your grade's a 40. Whatever the last grade is that you take, that's your grade. So, again, with the quizzes, you can take them as many times as you want. Now, after we've covered several classes, I'm going to send out a practice exam. There's going to be 4 exams during the semester and a final. The 4 exams will all have a practice exam with them. So I'm going to give it to you in enough time where you can try to fill it out. Do the practice exam if you can. Then the day that we cover the practice exam in class, you're going to be able to ask questions. If you haven't done it, you're not going to know what the easy problems are, what the hard problems are. Sometimes there's problems on the real exam that were on the practice exam. That happens sometimes. I've had a time where I had a problem on the practice exam. On the day of the exam, somebody says, how do you do this problem? And I showed them. Then I handed out the test. It had that same problem on the test, and people still missed it. So pay attention. You never know what's going to pop up. Exams. Exams are going to be in the classroom. Okay? It's room B204 in Hutto. Try to get there a little early. Make sure you're ready to go at class time. Before the exam, I'm going to say, do you have any last minute questions? Pull out the practice exam. We're going to do it on the board. Then we're going to take the exam. At the exam, on exam day, you do the exam, you bring me the exam, and you leave. And at the end of class, I clean all the tables. Okay? I clean all the tables before we start also. Now, Math 435, my 1035 class. 1035 to 1215. I got too many people to stick in that room for social distancing. So, one of the emails that I'm going to send out is asking you, when do you want to take that exam? Do you want to take it at 10:35, or I'll offer it again at 12:15? Be honest with me. If it doesn't matter, say, hey, it doesn't matter, but I prefer this. If you say, hey, I have to be at work at 12:30, okay, then I'll put you in the first exam. I'll put you in the first section. Just let me know which one you prefer, and if you've really got a problem, let me know, and I will work with you guys as much as I can. Now, that's how the class is going to go. Both classes use different math software. Math 0435 uses something called Connect Math. Math 0450 has XYZ homework. You can buy the keys to those programs in the bookstore at the college. So make sure you have one. Now, if you've already taken one of these courses and had to drop for some reason, and you've taken it within the last year, for example, if you've taken a course, or let's say you took 450 in the spring and it just got overwhelming and you had to drop, that key should still work. You should still be able to work with that key. You should not have to buy a new key. So don't quote me on that, because they always change the rules, because I never know what's going on. But try that first. I'm going to send out instructions on how to join my math class, because what you're going to have to do is sign on to the software, put in your email, put in your school email, and then you're going to sign up for my specific class. And when that happens, you're going to see a calendar. It's going to show you when things are due and when we're going to cover things. So, more on that later. Right now, one of the things I'm going to do is send out a invitation to a Zoom sort of get acquainted session. It's probably going to be Friday and Saturday. I'm going to set it up for an hour. I want you to show up. I want you to be there for 5 minutes just to prove to me you can get on, and then you can go home. You can sign off. I just need a couple of minutes of your time. I just want to make sure you can get on Zoom before the first day of class when everybody's struggling to do everything. I'm also going to need you to know how to get on to your email, T-Connect, D2L, and your math software. You will get instructions on how to do all that. But the first thing I need to know is if you can get to your math or get to your email, because that's where you're going to see everything. So at this point, if you have any questions, stick it in an email and send it to me. If it's something that I think everybody will be interested in, I'll share it with everybody. If it's just a personal question like, I'm really concerned about something, or, some days I have to babysit, or some days I can't get a babysitter, that'll just be between you and me. So here we are, first attempt to try to make contact with you guys, and we'll see how this works. So, see you guys on the first day of class.